So there you have it, folks. Juventus, Kings of Italy, once again over in Serie A. But what about me? What did I predict will happen in the 2018-2019 Serie A season? Let's go back in time and take a little look at my early door predictions from last season. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction reaction video. This time taking a look at 2018-2019 Serie A season. We'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button, get your bang up to date with all things Serie A related, Blackburn Rovers related, world football related. We're going to all here under one roof. And what we're going to do here is take a look back at my early door predictions as to who I thought would go all out and win the Italian Serie A this season, and we'll compare those to the actual results to see how many I got right and how many I got wrong. And I'll tell you now, folks, it's a bit of this and a bit of that. Some of them were absolutely horrific, but some of them were pretty damn fine. So let's take a look at it and take a little look at who I thought will finish in 20th spot. Now, just before we jump into it, I want to let you can check out that original video yourself. There is a link to that sucker in the description below, so to make sure I'm not doing any shady business. But anyway, who did I think will come into 20th spot over in Italy? I actually thought it would be Cagliari, so my predictions are on the left. What actually happened is on the right. So Cagliari, for me, were going to be bottom, but they actually finished 5 places better off, up to 15th. And in the real world, it was Chievo. I'll tell you what, cannot believe what I predicted for Chievo. I cannot believe it. We'll have a look at those further on. Into 19th spot, we have Frosinone. Now, I actually predicted them to finish in 19th spot. And guess what, folks? I got that one bang on the nose. Frosinone finishing in 19th. So I got that one dead on point. So Chievo, obviously, they had a 3-point deduction as well. I just want to point that out. So that was unaware. I was unaware of that information when I made my initial call. Into 18th spot, we have Spal. They actually finished 5 places better off, up to about 13th spot, I believe. But in the real world, there's Empoli. So Empoli, Frosinone, and Chievo getting relegated to Serie B next season, which will be interesting to see who comes up next season and take a look at those when those come around. So Spal, yeah, much better season for them. They started off the campaign pretty well, and they kind of trailed off towards the middle of it, and they ended up kind of steadying the ship a little bit. So I just didn't expect them to stick around. Next up, we have Empoli. Obviously, we've seen them already. I predicted them to be in 17th spot. They actually finished 1 place off worse in 18th spot. The real team in 17th spot was Genoa. I want to have a look at where I picked for Genoa in a little bit. So 1 place worse off, not too shabby indeed. Into 16th spot, we have Sassuolo, who again finished much better, 5 places better off, into 11th spot. Now in the real world, Fiorentina finished in 16th spot. Now Fiorentina, for me, they should have finished much higher, and we'll reveal those predictions in a little bit. But they're a decent side, and they started off the season pretty well as well. And they just kind of fell off the face of the earth a little bit, and nearly dealt themselves a tough one with relegation. But they managed to keep their heads above it for the time being. Anyway, into 15th spot, Bologna. They were my pick for 15th spot. They also finished 5 places better off, into mid-table, probably 10th spot according to my calculations. Cagliari finished 15th spot as well. So there you have it. I predicted them to go down, but they finished in 15th spot, and they'll be in Serie A next season. So yeah, Cagliari, one of them teams that I don't expect much of them. Same deal for Bologna. I don't really expect much of them, but they knocked around. Parma in 14th spot, got that one bang on the nose, boys and girls. Parma, obviously a decent side. I think they got promoted from Serie B last season, so they were going to be struggling. But to be honest with you, they were mid-table for the good portion of the season. So yeah, not too shabby about that one, and quite happy they got one that bang on the nose. There's Genoa, 13th spot. For me, 4 places worse off, just above the drop zone in 17th spot. And in the real world, it is Spal, who I already predicted in 18th spot. Now, Genoa, again, they didn't really threaten with anything. They were just threatening with relegation, if I'm honest with you. They didn't really get out of those sort of spots. I think 13th was probably their highest, to be honest with you. They were just in that lower echelons of the division, not flirting with top half whatsoever. Definitely flirting with promotion, with relegation. But they survived, and they will be playing Serie A next season. Spal will also be playing. Next up, we have Torino in 12th spot. Again, they finished much higher. I think I don't know if they finished in Europe or just outside of Europe, but according to my predictions, they finished 7th. So good season for them, much better than mine. And in the real world, Udinese finished in 12th. Now Udinese again, I had them. Looks like I had them much higher than 12th spot. Torino, a bit of a surprise package for me. Probably the surprise of the division, except obviously Atalanta, who come in here and blew us all away with their top 4th finish. But anyway, into 11th spot we have Sampdoria, who finished in 2 places better off, into 9th. There's Sassuolo, who I predicted into 16th spot, so 5 places better off. They're in 11th there. So yeah, good season for Sassuolo. They could have had a better season as well. They were knocking on the door, top 4, top 5 for a good portion of the season. They kind of fell off towards the back end of it, and yeah, so they're a tremendous performance for them to stick around this season. Are they going to be there next season? I think they're going to have to either have a good recruitment session over the summer, keep a hold of the good players that they currently have. But for the time being, they're one of my early predicts to go down next season. Into 10th spot, we have Udinese. Obviously, they finished in the real world into 12th spot, so 2 places worse off than my prediction. So it's not too shabby, but in the real world, 10th place was Bologna, who I actually predicted to finish in 15th spot. So yeah, that's a good performance for Bologna, finishing in the top 10. I never anticipated that. I definitely anticipated more of a struggle season for Bologna. They must have finished their season in good form to rise up the table, because I do recall them being in the relegation talk for a good bunch of that season. So good season for them. As for Udinese, an okay season, 12th spot, nothing too crazy. Into 9th spot we have Atalanta, and obviously they blitzed us all and finishing into 3rd spot. Yeah, I had them in 9th, which would have been a good season for them, but 6 places better off into 3rd spot. So they'll be playing Champions League football next season. Consider them the Wolves of Serie A, maybe. Even though Wolves didn't finish in the Champions League. But a surprise package coming out of nowhere, finishing as high as they did. In the real world, it was Sampdoria, finished in 9th spot. So, yeah. Next up, we have Chievo, who are in the 8th spot. For me, yes, this one was an absolute shit show. I'm going to hold my head in shame on that one. I don't know what I was thinking. I think I do, because this is probably the first season I was really paying full attention over in Italy, and my previous knowledge of Chievo, they were a decent side who surprised a few, a very small side, but kind of like a Blackburn Rovers-esque of Italy, you know, kind of like in the mix back in the day when Rovers were in the Premier League. We were in the mix. We were a top 10, top 12 side, top 8 side. So I expected them to be knocking on the door, but they actually had a shit show of a season and were relegated quite convincingly in the end. So they're down. In the real world, it was Lazio. Again, I had bigger aspirations, bigger fish to fry for Lazio. So they kind of disappointed me a little bit. Into 7th spot, again, another bit of a surprise is Fiorentina. Obviously, they finished in 16th spot. I had bigger aspirations for them, but much terrible season for them, just surviving. They were more battling. To be honest with you, they started well. They fell off the face a little bit, and to be honest with you, much more closer to relegation than they were to European football. In the real world, it was Torino, and again, I don't know. I think that's just outside the Europa League spots, but we'll have to wait and see. I don't know the allocation over in Italy. They might be in Europe, they might not be. But into 6th spot, we have Lazio. Obviously, they finished in 8th in the real world. I called them in 6th, 2 places worse off. In the real world, it was Claudio Ranieri's Roma, who kind of... That's not the greatest finish for them, but they're going to lose their main man, the talisman, De Rossi. They're going to lose Ranieri as well. It looks like Antonio Conte. Is he coming in, or is he going to Inter? But anyway, the question marks over Roma's manager is still up in the air, and we don't know. Oh, I don't know anyway. So Roma, 6th spot for them in the real world. For me, I called it as Lazio. Next up, we have AC Milan. I got this one bang on the nose. 5th spot. Again, they lost their manager as well, Gattuso. Again... Big names linked with the job over in AC Milan. Don't know what's going to happen. Just missing out on Champions League spots. If they got in the Champions League, I think Gattuso would have stayed, but obviously no. He's gone on and he decided to not even take a salary on that one as well. Next up we have Inter Milan. Got this one bang on the flipping nose, boys. Bang on the flipping nose. Inter Milan squeezing in there and get the last Champions League spot. So good news for them. And again, news of some big managers coming in. I think, is it Conte linked with Inter Milan? I don't know. But it's like a bit of a managerial merry-go-round going on in Italy. Some of the big boys, Juventus, are losing their manager. Inter, AC, Roma, all the big boys, Sarri, Ball, Conte, all these big guys are linked to coming back to Italy. So it'll be a good season next season, so we'll have to stick around. Next to 3rd spot, I had Roma. Obviously, prior to Ranieri's appointment, I had them as 3rd favourites to go out and win the Serie A, but obviously they finished in 6th spot. Atalanta surprised us all, finishing in 3rd. So good season for them. They'll be playing Champions League football, so they need to keep a hold of the core players if they're going to surprise us all again next season. But can they battle on multiple fronts with Serie A and Champions League? We'll have to wait and see. Next up, we have Napoli. I got this one bang on the nose, boys. Bang on the nose. With Carlo Ancelotti managing Napoli, just getting ousted by Juventus, who ran away with it. And I got that one bang on the nose. So not too shabby. When you look at it, I got 6 out of the 20 in the bang on spots. And I got a few horrific ones there with Chievo, Fiorentina. So yeah, not too shy. It's an okie dokie. It's an okie dokie sort of roundup. There's no horrific. It's not like I predicted Napoli will get relegated or Juventus to finish in 12th. I actually predicted pretty decent, especially towards the top 6. So all in all, not too shabby indeed. But I want to know what you think about this. Do you think I should do it again next season? Should I do predict the match day by match day Serie A football? Did you enjoy those? I want to know your opinions about those. And also, what do you think about next season? What's going to happen over in Italy? Do you think Juventus will go out and become champions once again? They're going to have a new manager in charge. What's going to go on with the 2 Milan clubs, Inter and AC? What's going to go on with Roma? Lots to talk about. Give me your own thoughts and opinions in your comment section down below. And that, my friends, is going to wrap this sucker up. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, smash the thumbs up. But if you're new, smash the subscribe. I'm on the fence about this, folks. I don't know if I'm going to be doing Serie A football next season. I want to know your opinions in your comment section down below. If I should predict Serie A once again, is that what you're here for? Do you come to the channel for Serie A predictions, or are you here for something else? Let me know in your comment section down below. And while I have you, make sure you check out the old description. Links to my other social media platforms are in there: Twitter, Facebook, and of course the hotly released Patreon page, where you can offer me some support in another avenue besides your viewership. But I also want to stress the Twitch link, boys and girls. Make sure you check out the old Twitch link. I will be going live over the month of June and July, predicting live the Copa America, the Gold Cup, and the African Cup of Nations. I'll be doing those live, and those are going to be Q&A sessions as well. You can come in and ask me anything you like about football. Could be about Italy, could be about Spain, could be about international football, could be about the Premier League. Whatever you want to know, ask me in the comment section below, well, down below, but also ask me live over on Twitch. So make sure that I check that sucker out, boys and girls. And until then, I'm going to get out of here. Hopefully you enjoyed the video again. If you did, smash the thumbs up. If you're new, smash the subscribe. Thanks for watching throughout the season. It's been good. Italy's been enjoyable. Obviously, Juventus ran away with it from the get-go, but well done, Atalanta, for a tremendous season for them. But will we go again? Will we do this all over in July? Perhaps. Just wait and see. Stick around on the channel. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.